Why is that stuck in my head?
Okay. So, Slay. We are live with you're 2 months out from a facelift. So tell me your thoughts. How is it?
I'm very happy with it. Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
My eyes.
Tell me what you love about your eyes.
But
they look so pretty.
yeah, they just look more open. Just back to my youth.
So what was your moment when you decided, like, you know how you have an aha moment? Like, what was there a moment when you were like, I'm going to do this?
I had thought about it for a while, but I had been coming to you for different treatments, and I just thought, this is going to be my next step, and you're the one I want to do it, because I knew that you would be able to do it perfectly. I just knew that, even not knowing you that long, I just was very comfortable and very sure of you being my doctor. So I just decided to do it, and I never looked back, never even was nervous, never questioned it, nothing. My husband almost passed out, but he was very scared through the whole process, but he was very happy that you did it also, because he trusted you also. So it worked out.
Well, that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Is there anything, what made you trust me? I'm not saying you should.
No, I know. I don't know. That it was weird because, like I said, I didn't really know you that well. I didn't know. I hadn't been coming to you for very long, and I didn't know anybody else who had had it done. But I just was comfortable in your. I knew that you were a perfectionist. I knew that when you would do things, you would just stand back and look and make sure everything was just perfect the way you wanted it before you walked out of the room. And I just said, well, that's my girl.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
You had an interesting story about your mom.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was sort of the final thing. I was eating lunch with my mom, and, my mom has the same skin as me, and she's always wanted a facelift, and she never did it. And she's 81 now, so she's not planning on doing it. But we were talking, and I was telling her, Mom, nothing seems to be working. My face is just, my skin is just not taking. And she said, and I said, I think I just got to get a facelift. And I was sort of joking about it because I thought I will never do it. And I was expecting her to say, oh, honey, you don't need a facelift. And instead she says, I'll pay for it. And I went, well, heck, I'm getting a facelift. Because that was, of course, one of the things that I would have never done. I would have never put my money towards that. I would have bought new windows for the house before I had a facelift, just because I'm more practical, and she knew that. So instead of just giving me the money, she said, I will pay for the facelift. And I said, wow. So I scheduled a consultation when I got home.
So tell me how your life has changed. Like, what's the biggest change in your
I just feel better about myself when I look in the mirror. I would be, this is weird, but I'd be pumping gas, and I'd be looking at my reflection in the window, and I'd be like, oh, that's rough, And then now I can do it, and I can go, oh. I'm looking pretty darn good now. I mean, I look healthier, and, I just look because I was looking very worn and tired for my age. I'm 56, and I just was starting to look, I was starting to tell people, no, I'm 66, so I didn't look so old for my age. I was like, come on, you got to do something about this. So I'm glad I did. I just no regrets at all.
Is there anything you do now that you do because you feel better about yourself that you didn't do before?
I don't know. I guess I'm just, I just more confident about how I look in general and everything. I guess it's just, I don't notice that much of a difference other than just feeling better about myself, which was all I wanted. I didn't care what other people thought. My husband never complained. He, always said I was beautiful. Now he tells me how bad I looked before. He would have never told me that before. But now he says, wow, what a difference, and what an improvement. And, he starts admitting like how it was. And so I'm just very happy that I did it, and for he and I, basically, because it's really just for the two of us. And
has anybody said anything to you? Like, what'd your mom say?
Oh, my mom loved it. My sisters finally saw it, and they loved it too. Everybody said I look great, and you know, most people say, oh, you were beautiful before, but you know, and all that stuff, because I think some people get the idea like, you know, why would you get a facelift? And
has anybody asked you that you don't know, maybe that you see? Have they said, did you get a facelift?
One person, I went and got a massage when I was down in South Florida, and the woman has given me massages every time I go down there. I get one from her, same lady. And I walked in, and she goes, wow, you look great. And I hadn't told her anything. And I went, oh, really? And then she goes, yeah, you just look so fresh and so nice. And she just went on and on. And I said, oh, well, I had a facelift. So I gave her your name and number. She made me call you. Because she was like, who did it? Where is she? I said, well, she's in Birmingham. But
do people look at you and say, did you get a haircut? Did you change your hair?
No. Well, I basically live and work on a farm, so I don't go out much. So I haven't really seen a lot of people. And the only other person, my hairdresser, was the only other one who knew I had it done. So she just said it looked wonderful, and that she had had other clients that had had facelifts and things and really didn't turn out that well. So she was very happy that mine turned out so well, and she thought it looked great.
You look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I'm honored that you let me
it's
do
because
it.
of you.
The incisions at 2 months. What would you say the hardest part of the recovery was?
Sleeping elevated. That was it. There was no pain. You gave me pain medication. I never used it. I took a Tylenol once because I had a headache, but no pain, no real discomfort, other than just having to sleep elevated because to keep the swelling down, because and I didn't really have too much swelling anyway. I was well, maybe because I was doing that, but I did that for about a month. I slept up, elevated. And I'm a side sleeper, so I didn't like that.
You're still going to continue to have some changes, but
yeah,
you look fabulous.
Yeah.
Any advice you'd give to anybody?
Just based on what my mom has said, basically, if you can do it, if you can afford it, and you can, do something like that, do it in your 50s. Don't wait. Don't keep putting it off, because my mom's whole thing was she always regrets not doing it, and she just said, I want you to be able to not have those regrets. If you will do it and you want to do it, then I'm going to take care of it, so you make sure you do. So that was great. And so I just recommend, don't be afraid. It's a safe process as long as you got the right doctor, and you'll be very happy with the results for sure.
You look great.
Thank you so much.
These are healing really well.
Yeah.
Very happy with that.
Yeah.
And to keep it up, we're going to do some, you don't like facials. So we may every 3 months do a laser just to keep her skin bright. We're going to be on good skincare, and it should last you for years and years.
Yeah. I hope so. I don't want to go back to that. I mean, I know I'll age, but that's that.
There are, maybe want to put a tiny bit of steroid. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are a little raised back there.
While she's getting that, I'm going to show you these.
Okay. Yeah, wow.
I mean, your eyes really do.
Yeah, my eyes.
But your
Well,
whole face.
yeah. I just got to wear makeup too this time, because before I kept doing other things. Oh, wow. Oh, I need those.
Skin right there.
Yeah, yeah,
And even just like around your mouth.
yeah. I am noticing that starting to come back now that all the swelling's going. I'm starting to get that crepiness around my mouth again, and I'm just like, oh, dang it, you stinker! You keep coming back, So I didn't want to say that on the camera, but
No, that's more of a.
yeah.
We need to work on that
Yeah,
with BBL, Moxie. That's texture
whatever
thing.
I can do for that.